Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. We're going to get through pretty much all of the rest of May in today's episode, so that's pretty much the second half of the month for the most part. We're also going to be getting our first look at the minor league teams, see what's going on with AA and AAA, and get our first minor league update of the season. I figured I would scroll through the major league standings real quick. Our Orioles are 23-13, playing pretty good baseball for the most part. We have the best record in the American League and are only half a game behind the Diamondbacks, who of all teams have the best record in baseball. But we'll be talking about the big leagues in a bit. I want to focus on the AA and AAA teams for right now. And we're going to start with the AA Bowie Bay Sox, who of course have won the AA championship 2 years in a row. The headline player on this team is Xavier Bowman, who is hitting a whopping 105 through 6 games. We have quite a few of our recent draft picks here, including Mohamed Mauer, Tim Cloud, of course the two-way player Obi Yoshihito, and a few other good young players too, such as Deshaun Knowles, Kobe Mayo, Gunnar Bergeson, Jeremiah Jackson. This is obviously a really good squad. The pitching rotation as well is pretty talented too. And then the bullpen, not as strong as it's been in past years, mainly because of Julian Starnes being promoted up to AAA. But still, we got Cosmo Cruz, Robbie Morris. Those guys are probably our best relievers. And then our starters, as I said, are pretty good too. So normally we would play one AA game, one AAA game, one Major League game. But I've decided to switch the format up a little bit. We're going to simcast, but we're going to simcast an entire 3-game series for both squads. So I think that should be interesting. Here in the first game against the Altoona Curve, it is tied at 0 going into the 8th inning. I decided to hop in. In any close games, we will hop in. So the top of the 8th will be a 1-2-3 inning. The Bay Sox still have 2 base hits today. That's not great, but on the bright side, the Curve only have 2 hits. But not for long. Randy Bay up the middle for a single into center. Jeremiah Correa is still in the game. Only around 90 pitches, which is low for 8 innings. Sean Carrera now up. Hits that one high and deep into the left center gap. Bowman chasing after it. He does not make the catch. Runner is headed home, and we finally have runs on the board. A 2-run double for Sean Carrera, and the Altoona Curve will take a 1-0 lead. Howie Burt is now up 1-1 pitch, lines this one to first, and the two-way star Obi Yoshihito will make the play. So now we're going to go into the 9th inning. It's Dante Hudson on for the save. He is 2 for 2 in save opportunities so far this season. Top of the order is up for Bowie as Mohamed Mauer, the second-round pick last year out of the University of Illinois, will open things up with a single into right field. One away now for Tim Cloud, who was picked in the 3rd round last year out of Ohio State. A couple Big Ten guys on this team as that one goes to the warning track, but it will be caught for the second out of the inning. So now it's going to be down to the international free agent from last year, Gunnar Bergeson, who hits this one high, deep, into left center field, at the track, at the wall. It's caught. A very anticlimactic way to end the game. 2 near home runs, but they are both caught at the track. And the Altoona Curve will win this one 1-0. Not a great showing for the Bowie offense. Jeremiah Correa went the full duration, 8 innings, but he gets the loss because there was no run support. Here in Game 2, we are currently tied at 1, but we had 2 in the 4th, and Altoona answers right back. However, we would score 2 more in the 5th, so we lead 5-3, now 6-3, as we make a pitching change, sending Roberto Gonzalez out of the game. Good inning for Ballard. Now it's Patrick Carver's turn, and he kind of chokes, allowing 2 runs. Robbie Morris now in. He goes through the inning pretty easily. So we're going to hop in now in the 9th. Currently up by 1, 6-5. And Deshaun Knowles is going to open things up, hitting that one nicely. The second baseman unable to make the play. Knowles was great in Season 2, one of the playoff heroes, but he really struggled last season. So far this year, he has played pretty well, which is good to see. Hopefully he can get moved up to AAA in the somewhat near future. Doesn't look like he's going to stay on base, however, as Gunnar Henderson will ground into a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So now we're going to go into the bottom of the 9th to see if Cosmo Cruz can finish this one off. Cruz in his 2nd year in the organization, one of the better relief pitching prospects, one of the better prospects in general this team has, as Johan Vizcaino launches this one into left, and it's gone! Tied at 6. The first blown save of the season, the first run allowed this season by Cosmo Cruz. And we are knotted up at 6. Mike Messer. This is a former top draft pick a few years ago. We'll hit this one into right. Knowles will make the catch. So this game is headed to extra innings. On to the 10th, tied at 6. The catcher, Zach Durham, who made his first start of the season. And he hits this one pretty nicely in the right center field to start the 10th inning as it bounces off the top of the wall. That'll be a double for Durham. The runner will hold up at third. With nobody out, there's not really a point to risk it. Still a huge double for Bowie. And now they have a pair of runners on scoring position here for Muhammad Mauer. Launches this one in the left. That'll go for a base hit. One scores. And the Bowie Bay Sox will regain the lead right back as it is now 7-6. Mauer fired up at first base. Count is now full for Xavier Bowman, the former #1 overall pick, who will draw a walk. And the bases are now loaded. Still nobody out here for Tim Cloud, who is 3 for 4 today. Hits this one solidly into left center. Probably does not have the distance, and it will be caught. But Durham will be able to score fairly easily. And the Bowie Bay Sox now lead this game by 2 as it is 8-6. On to the bottom of the 10th. So there are runners on the corners, no outs, and it's not a great start to the inning as the Curve are going to score 1. Cosmo Cruz is still in the game. He does have quite a bit of stamina. He can go multiple innings, but that decision might be a mistake. However, Leo Piedra will strike out on the curveball. Big pitch from Cruz. Ground ball ends this one, or I guess a strikeout works too off of Cole Tucker. So with 2-1 and 2 outs, the game comes down to Randy Bay. This one is hit nicely. That's going to go for a hit. Runner headed home. The throw from Knowles is not in time. So the Altoona Curve have answered with 2 runs of their own. Has Cosmo Cruz blown 2 saves within the same game? Good Lord. Sean Carrera weakly hits this one. Cruz will make the play. And to defend the Bowie Bay Sox, I will say Cosmo Cruz has a lot of stamina. He can go multiple innings, but obviously the decision to keep him in did not pay off. Top of the 11th, Deshaun Knowles leads off, gets that one into the gap. Run scores, and now the Bowie Bay Sox make it 9-8. But the Bay Sox know they cannot get comfortable because Altoona is willing to match them quickly. Gunnar Bergeson getting his first at-bat of the game will hit this one into right center for a hit. The runner, Deshaun Knowles, will score, and it is now a 2-run lead once again. 10-8, Bowie on top, and it'll be Victor Vodnik in for the save. His first save opportunity of the season, which makes sense considering he's not really a closer. Messer grounds this one to short with 2 outs. The throw to first is in time. And the Bowie Bay Sox are going to hold on in 11. 10-8 is your final. A very exciting finish. 18 hits in this game for the Bowie Bay Sox. The offense was a lot better than it was in Game 1, in which they recorded 3 hits. Yeah, quite the difference. The pitching was not great, but the bats did what they had to do in order to get the win. So now on to the rubber match. So I also want to point out that on the 14th of May, all 3 of our teams lost 1-0. That's kind of ironic. Anyway, on to Game 3, it'll be Andres Ramos getting the start. He allows 2, but we scored 2 right back. So now it is tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. We're going to take Ramos out of the game. Still neck and neck. However, Altoona gets 2 in the bottom of the 6th. And it doesn't look like we're going to come back. Down by 2, Carver gets a nice inning. Now Dante Hudson in for the save, and we are going to lose. So the Curve beat us in this series. They take games 1 and 3. 2 runs, 6 hits. It looks like Xavier Bowman played pretty well. He drove in a couple of runs, but nobody else really did a whole lot. The pitching was all right, but they didn't do enough in order to get the win. So now let's talk about AAA, the Norfolk Tides, who, just like last year, are starting off really rough. They're 11-21. Now, keep in mind they did win the AAA championship last year, but still not a great start. The player I really want to talk about is last year's first-round pick, Shane Kovaleski out of the University of Miami, who has been awesome this year with an OPS above 1,071 at-bats. He's been the real deal so far, which has been great to see, but unfortunately, the rest of his lineup has been a little bit disappointing. Zufus Polydouros, might I mention, broke his shin. That's why he was not in the lineup. He is out for another month or 2. The pitching has been a mixed bag. We have some guys like Eliezer Hernandez who are doing really well, but DL Hall's been a train wreck. Grayson Rodriguez and Josh Wolf haven't really lived up to expectations, and the bullpen has been a little bit inconsistent, although Julian Starnes and Hideki Asuncion over playing pretty well. And with a few guys in the Major League bullpen struggling, we could look to make some moves, maybe call one of those guys up. So we're going to simcast this series against the Columbus Clippers, who are also equally as bad as us. DL Hall on the mound. He would quickly allow 2, but thankfully he would have 3 shutout innings to finish the game off. On to the 5th. Good inning from Joseph Oliva, who has a lot of stamina. The offense is really playing well. We've scored 4 of the past 2 innings. It looks like we're going to be able to hold on as we're going to get Hideki Asuncion in for the save, and he finishes it off. The Norfolk Tides will win this one 7-4. Manny Miranda hit 3 home runs. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, for backstory, Miranda was the 6th round pick of the Yankees last year. They did not sign him. We signed him in the offseason. And, well, he just hit 3 home runs in a game. Awfully impressive. So now on to game 2. Felix Polino on the mound for us. He's doing really well. Ethan Hankins is struggling for the Clippers. They would take him out for Daniel Espino. And he's doing a little bit better. Our bullpen kind of collapsed. We're now only up 7-4. Julian Starnes with a shaky inning, but he doesn't allow any runs. And then Travis Lakins finishes it off. So we're going to take this game 8-4, 13 hits. The offense was really good. Manny Miranda drove in 2 more runs. Gerald Fabregas had a nice game. So now we're going to go for the sweep here in game 3, facing off against one of their other really good prospects in Simeon Woods Richardson, who is facing off against Eliezer Hernandez, who is just dominating right now. 7 shutout innings for Hernandez. Let's jump in here in the 8th inning. The Tides currently lead 1-0, but Tobias Pinnock wants to add some insurance runs as Pinnock is going to launch that one over the left field fence for some Oppo-Popo. Pinnock has had a really good season. That's his 6th home run of the year, and if he keeps playing well, he's probably going to get a call-up sometime this season. So a few batters later, and there's going to be a rain delay for 45 minutes. The plan was to keep Eliezer Hernandez in the game, but that's a long period of time for someone who's just thrown 80 pitches. So he's going to be taken out of the game for Julian Starnes, who has been outstanding in AAA. 23 appearances, an ERA at around 1.5. He's really playing well. However, his day would start off a little bit shaky as Max McDowell will hit a home run into left field, and the Columbus Clippers will quickly answer back. So in the first 7 innings of this game, there was only 1 run combined, and now both teams have quickly answered with a pair of home runs. Here's Achille Bobo, grounds it to first, and look at Kovaleski with the barehanded grab. I mean, the Orioles drafted Shane Kovaleski for his bat, but dang, he has some style defensively. Top of the 9th, Pablo Abreu, who was acquired in a trade in the offseason with a nice hit, rounding second, headed for third, and he is going to be out. Gutsy play by Pablo Abreu, and it completely backfires. So we're going to go into the bottom of the 9th. Only a 1-run game. Would have been nice to add some more insurance, but Hideki Asuncion is a really good closer. We'll see if he's able to survive this inning, facing off against Tyler Freeman, one of the better hitting prospects in this organization, and he starts feeding off with a bang. That one will go into left field for an extra base hit. A no-out double for Tyler Freeman, and a base hit for the Columbus Clippers will probably drive in a run. Tyler Nevin, a former member of the Orioles organization, is going to draw a walk. So now 2-1. 1 away for Javier Veras, and he swings and misses on the changeup. Huge pitch for Asuncion. Can he get out of the jam as he faces off against Max McDowell, who home runned earlier? Swinging and miss on the fastball. Norfolk completes the sweep. A dominant win here on the mound for Eliezer Hernandez, who pitched 7 shutout innings. I forgot to show the box score, but I mean, it's not like a whole lot happened in this game. Eliezer Hernandez pitched 7 shutout frames, and the offense didn't do a whole lot other than the home run by Pinnock. So in the 6 games we've simmed today with the big league team, we went 4-2, but what really sticks out like a sore thumb is this 19-2 loss against the Nationals. We allowed 19 runs. That's not good. The pitching, as you can imagine, was a train wreck. Corbin Burns did not make it out of the first inning. Adrian Marijon struggled. Felix Rosa struggled. Will Brooks struggled. I mean, that game just looks like an outright mess. The offense has played very well here in the month of May, and there's not really a whole lot to complain about. Since returning from injury, Heston Kjerstad has played pretty well, in my opinion, which has been good to see. And other than Marco Luciano and Max Muncy's struggles, I'm pretty happy. The pitching has been a roller coaster this year, although German Marquez is still dominating. But what I really want to talk about is the bullpen. A little bit shaky. Felix Rosa's been up and down. Will Brooks is still struggling. Sir Anthony Dominguez is back to old form from last year, which is not a good thing. And I think we need to make a couple of moves within the bullpen. I talked about how the AAA bullpen was doing really well, and we just saw Eliezer Hernandez pitch 7 shutout innings. Hernandez is, quite frankly, one of the 26 best players in the organization, so we have to call him up. And I'm also going to bring up Julian Starnes. I know he allowed a home run in the previous game, but I want to see what he can do in the big leagues. I think he is ready. He has earned an opportunity, and, well, welcome to the show, kid. Sir Anthony Dominguez and Will Brooks will be sent down to AAA for the time being. Hopefully they can play a little bit better. So the rotation will stay the same. Hernandez is now the line reliever. Marijon will switch to be a middle reliever. And Julian Starnes will be one of the back-end guys. Since I still view Starnes as the closer of the future, I do want him to learn what it's like to be a back-end guy. So that's what it's going to be for now for his role. So we're going to play this game at Yankee Stadium against the New York Yankees, who have been fairly good this season. They are currently second in the American League East with a record of 22-18. And overall have played pretty respectable baseball. Regular starters for the most part for the Orioles. Both teams are starting lefties today, which I think makes things a little bit interesting. For the Yankees, it'll be the big free agent signing Julio Urias, who's had a pretty good start to his Yankee career, 3.02 ERA in 8 starts. We'll see what he does today against the high-octane Baltimore lineup, starting off with Jalen Miller, who's hitting .290. He's been pretty good this year. He does strike out looking. Thought that was ball 4. I thought that was a ball 2, to be quite frank, but the umpire behind the dish disagrees. Adley Rutschman now up, 3-2 pitch. He will draw a walk. So that time, Angel Hernandez behind the plate makes the right call. Don't get to say that about him too often. 2 away for Nick Castellanos. That one is hit high. That's a routine flyout most places, but at Yankee Stadium, it reaches the warning track. However, it will still be caught. So a fine inning for Urias as we go to the bottom of the first. It'll be John Means on the bump for the O's. Has that nice 4.20 blaze it ERA. It's a contract year for Means. He has to prove himself to be worthy of an extension. And I'm not sure if the Orioles would pay him at this point. We have to see how he does the rest of the way as Ian Ordonez will go down on an off-speed pitch. That was a full count too. Gutsy pitch by Means, but it pays off. Jason Dominguez goes down on a low changeup. Good start for John Means, who's not known as a strikeout pitcher, but he is striking out the first 2 batters. Can he strike out the side? Sure does! It's Gleyber Torres who goes down to the inside slider. Again, full count. Gutsy pitch, but it worked. Top of the second, 1 away here for Ryan Mountcastle. Neither offense has really been able to do much of anything, but Mountcastle will get the first base hit of the day for either team, a single into center. As bad as Ryan Mountcastle was in April, he has been awesome in the month of May. At the beginning of this month, he was hitting around 200. Now he's hitting over 300, which is remarkable. That'll bring up Marco Luciano, who slaps that one into center. Mountcastle headed home. The throw is not in time. A huge RBI single by Marco Luciano, and that'll put Baltimore on the board. It's no secret that Marco Luciano has had a pretty rough season offensively, but he has played a little bit better as of recent, so hopefully he can keep it up. Luke Voigt here in the second will barely ground out. A tough play at third by Ryan Mountcastle, who is getting the start for Max Muncy, who is getting the day off here. Top of the third, Adley Rutschman will get that one over the glove of the second baseman for a single. Rutschman has now reached on his first 2 plate appearances, and with 1 away, that'll bring up Louis St. John, who quietly is having himself a really good season. And that good season will continue. A 2-run blast for LSJ, his 9th home run of the year, and the Baltimore Orioles will extend their lead as it's now 3-0. So far, so good for the Orioles offense here, but the Yankees are going to quickly answer right back. Clint Frazier with a bomb here to start the bottom of the third. The short-lived perfect game for John Means is now dead, and the Yankees will make it a 3-1 ball game. Now let's go to the 4th inning. Ryan Mountcastle leads things off, got a base hit and a run in his previous at-bat, and he's going to get another one, singles this one into center. So Ryan Mountcastle is now 2 for 2, and with nobody out, the Orioles start the inning off with a base runner. That'll bring up Marco Luciano. 1 away, count is full, and Luciano will get his second base hit of the game. These two were hitting under 200 at the end of April, and now they each have multiple base hits today, and we're only in the 4th inning. Heston Kjerstad now up at the plate. He normally doesn't play against lefties, is getting the start today as he draws a walk, and the bases are now loaded. A huge opportunity here for Adley Rutschman, who had a grand slam earlier in the season. That was like a month ago. He has not homered since. I think that grand slam might have cursed him. Rutschman will not homer here. Instead, he flies out into left. So despite having the bases loaded, the Orioles score 0 in that inning. Bottom 4, 1 away, 1 on for Luke Voit, who singles into left. And the Yankees offense is starting to figure it out a little bit. John Means started this game off really well, but the Yankees are hitting the ball a lot better. DJ LeMahieu is now up. This one is going to be hit nicely into center field for a base hit. Runners headed home. The throw from St. John to the cutoff man was pretty good. The throw from the cutoff man to the plate not in time, so that'll make it a 3-2 game as the Yankees continue to storm back. Top of the 5th, it's Michael King, the long reliever in for New York. He's been pretty good this season so far. Facing off against Louis St. John, who's already gone yard once tonight. Gonna try to do it a second time. That ball is gone! Louis St. John with a multi-home run game, his first multi-homer game of the year, and the Orioles will make it 4-2. St. John with his 10th home run of the season. Great to see him hitting the ball well against lefties and righties. We know he's elite against lefties, but that was against a righty, that second home run. Ryan Mountcastle gets that one off the wall. He is now 3 for 3 today, and that'll be a double for Mountcastle, only with 2 away. They've got a nice opportunity to drive them in. It's Anthony Rizzo, who lines this one into right. Mountcastle headed home. He realizes he's going to be out, so he tries to go back. And that base running blunder would be costly. Mountcastle is going to be thrown out at third. So the Orioles are unable to add another run, but they do at least score 1 that inning as it's now 4-3. James McCann goes down looking. Big strikeout for John Means, who wants to get some of his confidence back. But Jason Dominguez has other plans. That one will be flown past the glove of Jalen Miller. Miller probably could have made that play, but instead that's going to drive in a run. The throw to the plate is not in time. Ian Ordonez will score from first. RBI double for Jason Dominguez, and that'll make it a 4-3 lead. And at this point, the Orioles have decided to take John Means out of the game. He's gotten rocked a little bit the past couple of innings, allowing 1 run in each of the past 3 innings, and that will bring Jordan Hicks into the ball game. Hicks has gotten a bigger role in the month of May, and, well, he's pitched awfully well with a sub-2 ERA. The Orioles wanted to make sure he pitched more, and that's what he's done, and he's done it at a high level. Gleyber Torres goes down on the inside pitch, so Hicks does get out of the inning, and the score remains at 4-3 as we go to the top of the 6th. Heston Kjerstad will line that one. Luke Voit, however, makes a great play, preventing a base hit. And Michael King, other than allowing the home run, has pitched really well so far in this game. Can he keep it going against Jalen Miller, who hits that one into center? And it will be dropped for a hit. Okay, so the Orioles do get themselves another base runner as they try to add to this lead. Adley Rutschman lines this one into right field. See you later. Rutschman's first home run in about a month. 5th of the year, and it's now a 6-3 lead. Adley Rutschman's still in a good season offensively. He's hitting around 300. His OPS is above 850, but the power really has just not been there, so it's good to see him going deep. The Yankees will make a pitching change. It's the former Oriole, Bruce Zimmerman, who's had a really good season into the game. I'm surprised they put in a lefty against Louis St. John, but I guess that decision paid off as LSJ would strike out, singing a little bit too early on the changeup. Bottom of the 6th now, 6-3 ball game as Luke Voit crushes this one into left field. That one is gone, and the Yankees will make it a 6-4 game. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu now. LeMahieu rips this one into center field. That'll go for a hit. So far, so good here in the bottom of the 6th for the Yankees offense as they get a home run and now a single. We'll see if they can keep the damage going here with Giancarlo Stanton. Gets that one past the glove of Miller. That'll go for a single. And now the Yankees have 2 runners on, still nobody out. And with a poor start here in the 6th inning, the Orioles would decide to make a pitching change, and it's Julian Starnes who will enter, making his major league debut. The 6'4", 221-pound right-hander hailing it from Pennsylvania at 21 years old is going to be on the mound, the 2021 second-round pick. We're showing this screen because I accidentally clicked out of the other one because I'm a dummy. But hopefully Julian Starnes can get out of this jam, facing off against Clint Frazier, his first career at bat. That'll be a fly out to left, so a good start for Julian Starnes, who is a very well-rounded player. Doesn't have any strengths, but he also does not have any weaknesses. And I think that makes him a really nice piece for the future with his 89 potential. His second batter would also fly out, this time to center. So far, so good for Julian Starnes in his Major League debut. And then Miguel Andujar also hits this one into the outfield, but St. John makes the play. And the 2021 first-round pick will catch the fly ball pitched from the 2021 second-round pick to end the inning. Great job by Starnes, and now we go to the bottom of the 7th. So Julian Starnes is still in the game here in the 7th, which is an interesting decision by the O's. And the first batter of the inning, Ian Ordonez, will hit a double. The first base runner that reaches base off of Starnes. How about we see his first strikeout as he gets Jason Dominguez to go down looking. As I said, Starnes doesn't have a bunch of strengths. He's not some super big strikeout guy, but he can still strike out opposing batters. Gleyber Torres rips this one into left field. That'll go for a hit. Ordonez will hold up at third, but now there are runners on the corners with one out, and Starnes is going to stay in the game. I don't know why the Orioles are keeping him in this long, as Voit will fly out to right. Castellanos will make the grab. Runner headed home. That is the first earned run allowed by Julian Starnes, and the Yankees will bring it within one, as it's now 6-5. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. That one is fair and to right. Could go for extra bases. Could score a run. Voit is going to hold up at third, but that is a two-out double for DJ LeMahieu. And the Orioles realize they made a mistake keeping Starnes in the game. They're finally going to take him out for Colin Poche, who has an ERA of 1.08. Cannot allow a run here. And he's not going to allow one run. He's going to allow two. Stanton singles that one into center, and the Yankees will take the lead. Stanton will actually advance to second after a bad throw by Louis St. John. So that decision to keep Starnes in has really backfired. Thankfully, the inning will come to a close as Clint Frazier will ground out. But the Orioles now find themselves down by one, thanks to shooting themselves in the foot by keeping the rookie in a little bit too long. Kyle Crick is in here in the 8th inning. He has an ERA of 9.28. So hopefully the Orioles can capitalize and tie the game up. It's going to be Anthony Rizzo who leads things off. 1-2 pitch, and this one is crushed deep into right field. Tie game. Solo home run into the second deck for Anthony Rizzo, his 9th of the year. And this game is tied at 7. What a ball game we have been treated to here tonight. Just nothing short of magical. We've had so many fireworks. McCann goes down looking. Nice strikeout for Colin Poche. He would go through the order 1, 2, 3. And now we go to the top of the 9th. Aroldis Chapman, the closer, is in. Not for a save opportunity, but the Yankees want their best reliever in the game, as Adley Rutschman's going to open up the inning, hitting that one nicely into left field. That'll drop for extra bases, and Rutschman will get aboard for the 3rd time today. Actually, I think it's the 4th time today. A really impressive offensive game from Adley Rutschman. And now there's a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Elliot Ramos, who has not been very good in this game. 0 for 4. Make it 0 for 5. He strikes out on a 4-seam fastball. Aroldis Chapman gets out of the jam. And the Yankees now have a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th, or we will be headed to extras. Alex Colomé is in for Baltimore. He's been about average this year. Not bad, not great, just decent. He would retire the side with LeMahieu flying out to right. He also struck out the first 2 batters. So this game is headed to extra innings. You want more baseball? We're getting more baseball. Michael Feliz is in at the top of the 10th here for the Yankees. Of course, the extra innings rule of a runner on second should make things interesting, as it's Ryan Mountcastle leading things off. He is 3 for 4 today. Lines this one nicely into left. His 4th base hit of the game. The runner, Elliot Ramos, will hold up at third. And after the base hit, the Orioles would sub Mountcastle out for Ivan Cortez Jr. Kind of feel bad taking Mountcastle out of the game with how good he's been, but Cortez is just super fast. Rizzo lines that one off the wall. Ramos will score an RBI double for Rizzo. Actually, that's only going to be a single. He is out at second. Nonetheless, the Orioles do take the lead, and a sac fly should be able to score on a run, but this one looks too deep and too far to be a sac fly. It's a home run for Marco Luciano. A 2-run blast, and it's now 10-7. The decision to sub out Mountcastle or Ivan Cortez Jr. proved out to not really make an impact. So Baltimore scores 3 in this inning thanks to an RBI single by Rizzo and a huge 2-run homer by Luciano. Edwin Diaz is now in for what would be his 10th save of the year, striking out Giancarlo Stanton to finish things off. That'll bring up Clint Frazier, who also strikes out. Diaz would walk the following batter. So now the tie-in run. Miguel Andujar is up at the plate. Grounded to short. Luciano makes the throw in time. And the Baltimore Orioles win a 10-run thriller. Or I guess a 10-inning thriller. But the Orioles did score 10 runs. I'm not wrong there. 10-7 is your final. The offense was great in this game. Ryan Mountcastle with 4 hits. Marco Luciano, 3 hits and a home run. Adley Rutschman reached base 4 times and a homer. Louis St. John went deep twice. The bullpen was good enough after a somewhat start from John Means, but it was the back end. Poche, Colomé, and Diaz who were phenomenal. Julian Starnes was fine in his debut. I know his numbers were pretty bad, but considering the circumstances, I think he pitched fine. The Yankees hit the ball pretty well, but they did not pitch too good. So we're going to simulate the next 2 weeks. I want to go up to the MLB draft. And in that 2-week span, we did not do overly well, and we got hit with some injuries. John Means with a broken forearm. He's going to be out a month or 2. So Eliezer Hernandez is going to have to take his place in the rotation. Adrian Mariojon will now be the long reliever. And we're going to have to call somebody up from the minors. So we're going to bring Travis Lakins up. I didn't want to send him down at the beginning of the year, so now he gets to be back up with the big leagues. But we're now 32-24. We really did not play well at the end of May, and we're currently on a 5-game losing streak, including 2 in a row to Toronto, who is on a 5-game win streak and is only half a game behind us. So the AL East is getting really interesting. The Yankees and Red Sox are also within 3 games of us. So entering the MLB draft, which will be next episode, our Baltimore Orioles are not playing the greatest of baseball. I'm not going to do what I normally do for the draft episodes. Usually I do the draft like in its own video. But since the MLB draft is a little bit less important at this stage of the series, we're going to still do the draft, obviously. But I'm also probably going to have another game in there. I think I'm probably going to want to play against Toronto, considering they are only half a game behind us. And, well, that's a pretty interesting interdivisional race that is really starting to heat up. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the format of the minor league stuff today. Peace out.